guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
9 insanely underrated European cities for 2025.
Is packed with bucket list destinations, but many places travelers dream of visiting are now crowded, touristy, and wildly overpriced. The secret isn't just skipping them altogether. Popular places are popular for a reason. It's mixing in second cities and lesser hyped home bases along the way, so your trip feels more balanced, enjoyable, and a whole lot less rushed. So let's get into a list of European destinations highly worth a detour, a day trip, or even in some cases, a straight up swap. Take Amsterdam, the canals, the bikes, the museums, all amazing, but the crowds, the hotel prices, not so much.
He's gonna go to the place, like, okay, if you want to Amsterdam and you want similar vibes, here's a better alternative.
Well, it would be nice if Vilnius made the list, but I don't think so. I was gonna make the list.
What vibes does Vilnius gives?
I don't know. But I would say like it's gonna be some like a Greek island. So like if you want to go to Santorini, go to this island instead. I think that's what it's gonna be.
I feel like Vilnius almost reminds me of Italy.
Well,
like especially the old town.
I don't know.
More relaxed base, check out Haarlem. Just 20 minutes from Amsterdam by train, it's full of winding alleys, lively coffee houses, and way fewer tourists. You could actually just stay there instead and then hop into Amsterdam by train or bus whenever you want. Another nearby gem we loved is Leiden. It's often described as a smaller, quieter Amsterdam. It's got a much slower pace, very cool canals, and it makes a great jumping off point for day trips to The Hague or Delft. All right, let's swap bikes for paella. Spain. Barcelona gets all the headlines with Gaudi, a buzzing food scene, and what seems like non-stop energy. And it deserves hype. But Spain has so much more to offer. Now, of course, you should see Madrid, Sevilla, Granada. I have a long list for Spain. But believe it or not, Spain's third largest city, Valencia, somehow flies under the radar for many travelers, which is a real shame, in my opinion. Valencia is exactly what I look for in a second city. Around 1 million residents or less, enough to have big city amenities, but without all the touristy chaos. We spent 2 weeks here earlier this year and highly recommend. You can run through this giant park in a former riverbed, marvel at the futuristic city of arts and sciences, and try paella in the place where it was actually created. I cannot say enough good things about Valencia. If you're visiting Belgium, Rick Steves probably told you there's only one can't miss place, Bruges. And I'm not saying Bruges isn't cool. After a few hours, it can
have good food though.
I think if you like seafood, it does. I don't know. Based on what it's like, it is heavy on paella though. But I think the thing about paella, you can kind of make it with anything. It's just rice and whatever you want to put in it.
I tried it before.
Feel more like a museum, crowded, touristy, limit stage.
I will say though, whatever reactions we have done to Spanish food, there wasn't like standouts where like, oh my god, you know, this is I want to try this. But it wasn't like Irish food either. Like it wasn't as bad as Ireland's, for example. I've been to Spain. I've tried some food. Like I tried the sandwiches that
my brother said he likes the sandwich.
I liked it. Like I think you will find stuff to eat in Spain. I don't think you will starve. Like I don't think the cuisine is that bad. I just don't think they have like a iconic. Well, paella is iconic, but outside of that, I don't think they have like a something like like. Italy has like 5, 6 iconic dishes. Spain just has one. I think that's why it is, like that.
My brother said when he went to Barcelona, he really, really liked the sandwiches.
Yeah, I like the sandwiches too. Like they were good, but I don't. At the same time, how can you make a sandwich bad?
It being cold.
That's why we love Ghent. It's just 30 minutes away by train, and it mixes medieval towers with a youthful, creative energy. It's a real lived-in city and home to real people, not just tourists passing through. We rented an apartment from a local family right on the Vrijdagmarkt, which is a bustling square that's been at the heart of Ghent for centuries. And our days here weren't really about checking sites off a list, but really just slowing down. Sure, you can see Gravenstein Castle or St. Bavo's Cathedral, but our favorite memories were wandering Graffiti Street, grabbing dinner on Oddberg Street, or spending an evening at De La Griet with a Belgian beer and a cheese plate. Compared to Bruges, Ghent just feels more real.
I was on TikTok and I was seeing how in the States, most of the places where you go out to eat, they mostly get their food from Cisco or US foods. So I wonder, like in Europe, if when you go out to eat, are you really eating like authentic food from that area, or is it like, dropped off from a manufacturer?
I think in the smaller, like small businesses, definitely authentic. Bigger businesses, I think it's possible that it's, from somewhere else. But I think small businesses, they do pride themselves, and they have to, because that's the only way they can survive is
Ah.
by providing authentic food.
And laid back. I'm sorry, Rick. I love you. All right, on to arguably the most overrated place in Italy, Positano. Positano is gorgeous,
Really? I
don't get
never
me
heard
wrong,
of it.
but it is unbearably crowded and shockingly expensive. Take it from me, Positano is very worth visiting. It's beautiful. But if I could do it again, I would never overnight there. Instead, I would just stay in Sorrento. Now, Sorrento gets its fair share of tourists too, but it is nowhere near the chaos of Positano. It's laid back, more affordable, and very well positioned for day trips. You could easily hop a ferry to Capri, take the scenic bus ride to Positano for a day, or even zip up to Naples for pizza. Now, no matter where you're heading, it's always good to know some key phrases in the local
To
language.
me,
And look,
pizza
you can
in Europe,
absolutely
it looks really different. I think it's because not too much cheese and you see a lot of the sauce.
get by with a smile and some hand gestures, but I always think giving the local language a go is gonna make your experience richer. And that's where today's sponsor, and
If the Colonel knew we waited this long to bring our tangy, smoky KFC original honey barbecue back, he'd...
and you'll get access to all 25 languages forever. Most underappreciated island destinations that I rarely hear Western travelers talk about. Madeira. It's nicknamed the Hawaii of Europe. Dramatic cliffs, volcanic peaks, waterfalls, and hiking trails that look like something out of Jurassic Park.
Wow, they've been all over Europe. Shit.
With the baby food.
Yeah, wow.
But instead of a 10-hour flight across the
on
Pacific,
the
it's
stroller.
just a quick hop from mainland Europe. Just don't focus too hard on how short the airplane runway is. Portuguese colonizers claimed Madeira in the 1400s, so it's kind of Portuguese, but it's also kind of its own thing. Let me tell you, breathtaking viewpoints everywhere. Madeiran wine, great. We splurged a bit and booked a nicer place in Funchal through Marriott Homes and Villas and had this incredible view. The one
That's
touristy thing
beautiful.
you might want to wait in line for is the cable car to the top of the mountain and doing the wicker basket toboggan down. So much fun. Next, let's sail over to Croatia's Dalmatian coast. Most travelers make a beeline for Hvar. It's stunning, but it's also pricey, packed, and built around the party scene. If that's not exactly your thing, the appeal can wear off pretty quickly, and that is why I love Korčula as an alternative. It's smaller, more relaxed, and it's brimming with history. Medieval stone walls, terracotta
was gonna say
rooftops, and
spit.
cobbled lanes that spill
That's
right
a big
down
that's a big destination though. I think that's why, because the smaller destinations, yeah, we haven't really heard.
to the sea. The old town is famously
Now Korčula, I don't know if we heard it. Vaguely familiar maybe, but Hvar is definitely we heard it more.
shaped like a fish.
Like if we have heard of Korčula, it's probably once.
It was designed centuries ago to catch the breeze, which you're definitely going to notice on windy days. By day, you can wander vineyards and olive groves or swim in quiet coves just out of town. And in the evening, order some of the island's incredible seafood, watch the day trippers sail off, and soak up more of a hushed vibe, which is the exact opposite of Hvar. Scotland's Edinburgh is pure magic. Towering castles, cobbled streets, and a whiskey scene that is very hard to beat. But all that charm comes with a cost, and the crowds along the Royal Mile can be relentless. For a different pace, without losing culture, head just under an hour to Glasgow. It's creative, gritty, and full of life. You've got world-class museums like Kelvin Grove and the Riverside, both free, and the city's architecture swings from ornate Victorian buildings to bold street art and murals. It's a UNESCO city of music with legendary live venues, and the food and nightlife scene is booming. Best of all, Glaswegians are famously some of the friendliest people in the world, so the city feels very warm and welcoming in a way that's hard to fake. Vienna, Prague, Budapest, all Central European capitals and river cities shaped by Austro-Hungarian grandeur. All highly worth a visit. But if you want that same charm on a smaller and less crowded scale, look no further than Slovenia's capital, Ljubljana. Ljubljana is surprisingly tiny, walkable, and full of charm. You can cover the old town in a couple of hours and cafe hop by the river without feeling like you're burning through your budget. Something I thought was just awesome is the city's mascot is the dragon. You'll see the dragon on bridges and statues everywhere. Food and drink.
Interesting. We don't see Ljubljana much in these videos. That's very. But he's really been to a lot of places, huh?
Drinks
Wow.
are refreshingly affordable and do
It's-
not
It's a good video. It's like really not giving you the mainstreams, and I like that he's doing the alternative. So basically, like, get the same vibe for, you know, lesser crowds.
Skip the local honey. Slovenia has more beekeepers per capita than anywhere in the world.
You would
One
like
of our favorite things in Ljubljana
this.
was the accommodations. We stayed in 2 different places in Ljubljana, Hostel Celica, which is a converted prison, and then we used our IHG free night certificate for an epic stay at the Intercontinental Ljubljana. I cannot wait to go back there. The Swiss Alps are legendary
This
for
is
skiing,
okay,
but they're
better,
also
but
legendary for their
out of
prices.
prison.
If you're craving snowy slopes without that Swiss sticker shock, try swapping the Alps for something a little more under the radar. Garmisch-Partenkirchen in Bavaria gives you
Wow,
alpine
that's so
charm without the crazy
pretty.
prices or as much
Wow,
of the
that
chaos.
looks like
What I
Christmas.
like about Garmisch is it's just a short train ride from Munich, so it's one of the easiest ski getaways in Europe and an easy one to work into kind of a Bavaria trip. The town itself is adorable. It's got hearty mountain food and cozy après-ski spots. You could take the cable car up to the Zugspitze, which is Germany's highest peak, for jaw-dropping views. And look, it's not going to be the absolute best skiing of your life, but it is accessible, fun, and a great way to scratch the itch. Now, if budget is your biggest concern, Bansko in Bulgaria is one of the cheapest ski destinations in all of Europe. The runs are solid, après-ski is lively, and it's developing a cool international vibe thanks to digital nomads and long-term visitors. You're not going to find the polish of the Alps, but for the price, very hard to beat. And if you're craving even more hidden gems, you're definitely going to want to check out this video on 7 insanely underrated
great
European
job.
cities. Thanks for watching. Happy
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of was expected, you know, more like bigger cities. It's just because like a clickbait title is like we've seen these before, but this was actually legit like smaller cities that a bunch of them never heard of before. So
I can imagine watching this and hearing my small little city being shouted out. Oh my god!
yeah, that's pretty cool, and it's impressive how much they travel too. Like they've been to, because it's one thing to go to like the major cities, but
Yeah.
they seems like they've been to the major city, but also to the smaller city too. They spend a lot of time
Can I see the
traveling.
comments?
Yeah, it was a good video. I've been to 38 European countries and I can't stop talking about Slovenia. Absolutely love that place. Lake Bled is a must. Awesome video. I like how instead you simply saying places like Amsterdam are overrated and leaving at that, you mentioned beautiful place to stay and explore. Yeah, I like that concept too, that they offer the alternative. I'd also suggest going to Albania, Bosnia, Kosovo, and Montenegro. All great countries that are cheap and are very underrated. Lots of cool things to do and see there.
Albania is expensive.
For
Why you lying?
For Spain, I'd also suggest Cáceres, Cadiz, San Sebastian, and Pamplona. Italy, I would suggest Genoa, Bologna, and Salerno. Yeah, Albania was low-key pretty expensive when we watched the video. I was not expecting that.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. Zoys, share as much kindness as possible.